You were the man. You the man.
Thank you, man. After the long layoff, when I lost against Anthony Joshua, I kind of felt it, in the ring. I felt the rustiness. I felt it was just so much different than sparring and fighting in a real fight. But, I got the rounds in. I got the job done. That's the most important thing.
Listen, your comeback fight was amazing. You shouldn't even feel bad about that. Don't let your mind play tricks on you. You did a great job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the words of Andy Ruiz and Mike Tyson, and that was a clip from Hot Boxing with Mike. Andy Ruiz was on the show, and he was giving his take on his performance with Chris Arreola. And I want to talk to you guys about that. First off, I do think Andy Ruiz won. Okay, I always thought he won. I just thought my only problem was the scorecards. And, if the scorecards are crooked, then how can you trust the integrity of the judges themselves? Because if that's corrupt, that's what's scoring the fight. But he did get the win. And I like how Andy put it. He was like, hey, it was ring rust. It's different from sparring. He stayed in the gym. He was in the gym basically through the whole Corona season, or outside, track and field or something. But he was in the ring getting it in, and it was a big difference, Chris Arreola, like Andy Ruiz said, he did surprise him. He didn't think he was going to come out and fight the game plan and stay as poised and disciplined as he was, because Chris Arreola is normally a guy that's rather reckless. He's a lot bigger in fights. He came in slim on this fight. So Chris Arreola made a lot of adjustments, but that goes to show you what a fighter does when he knows he's up against one of the elite heavyweights like Andy Ruiz has become in the last couple of years, okay? So he's been looked at, amongst guys with Dillian White and Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So, Chris Arreola knew he had his homework cut out for him, and he did exactly what he did, and he tried to do his best. And I think with that and some of the ring rust and some of the things that Andy Ruiz, I don't think was prepared for, honestly, those were the things that gave him problems. But he did take another hard punch in the second round, I believe, or the third, after the knockdown, and at least he didn't fall, because he almost fell, but he didn't, and I think the best thing for him is the rounds. It did go 12 rounds. He needed that. He needed a rough and tough fight because, for one, I think that gets his mind right. And what I mean by that means that he can't go in there now and assume that he's going to get an easy fight for any of these guys, because these guys are going to try him, especially after that Chris Arreola challenge, okay? Because that was one of these things that nobody knew that was going to happen. If somebody told you, man, Chris Arreola is going to drop Andy Ruiz in the second round of that fight and damn near buckle him again in the third, you're going to say bullshit. You're going to call BS on that. So this is one of those things, man, where Andy Ruiz, he got in the time. I think he knocked the cobwebs off. Let's hope that was all that was, and it wasn't excessive weight loss, because that could be a problem in the future if that is. And I think it's just the overall adjustment, given that he had the rounds in the bag. I think at the end of the day, I like exactly what Andy Ruiz is doing. And I think he's ready to step up to the plate, but it shows you that, hey, you can't take anybody for granted. I'm glad that he got the rounds in. I'm glad he congratulated Chris Arreola, because, and that shows you that he does have a huge humble side to him, because a lot of people, I wasn't hurt, I was a flash knock. No, he said he didn't think he was going to do what he did, and he did his thing. So that's what you're supposed to do, being a challenger and being a former champion and having the heart of a champion, that know, hey, I was in there with a heavy challenge. And somebody was really testing me. So Chris Arreola was testing him. Andy Ruiz gave him respect. He addressed the fight himself. You guys tell me what you think of Andy Ruiz's comments towards Chris Arreola. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunching. Peace.